Good morning, class.
Morning, ma'am.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
ma'am. Good morning. So, we're reading language, no? Let's turn a book. Let's turn a book, everyone. Okay, ready, everyone? Yesterday, what we learned? So, we learned yesterday about language, no? The different types of language and to understand their meaning. There are the denotative meaning of the language, connotative meaning of the language, monosemic meaning of the language, and we have read that how our language, society, and culture is related to each other. Is it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, let's see there language, society, and culture. How the language, society, and culture are related to each other. Let's turn a book, page number 60, everyone. Page number 60. So, see here. Our society and culture influence the way we use language. Our society and culture, where we are born, how we are grown up, and what language we speak, totally influences our language. In turn, we also influence society and culture in using language in the way we socialize. जसरी हामी सामाजिकीकरण बन्यौं means we started being with the society, we started going with the society from our home. घर छोडेर समाजमा निक्लिने बित्तिकै we become socialized. What is socialization? From where this sound is, please mute it. What is socialization processes? के हो socialization भनेको? Class? बोल है तिमीहरू बोलेन भने म भन्नु न भन्नुहुन्छ. What is socialization processes? के हो socialization process भनेको? What is socialization processes? के हो socialization भनेको? You have listened it, you know it. के होला socialization भनेको? Socialization भनेको in Nepali we say it सामाजिकीकरण. समाजमा बसेर मान्छे जस्तो व्यवहार देखाउनु भनेकै सामाजिकीकरण हो. Means we are in society, we are living in society. अब हामी समाजको केही मतलबै गर्दैनौं, वास्तै गर्दैनौं. We are not interested in any matter of the society. We do not get participated any aspect of the society. We do not care about our neighbors, our society members, what's going on in the society. That is not a socialization. हैन? त्यो चाहिँ सोसियलाइजेसन होइन। यदि समाजमा बसेर हामी ह्याप्पिनेस, सरोनेस, पेन, हार्ट टचर्ड, इजिनेस यो सबै सेयर गर्छौँ, हेल्प, कोअपरेसन, अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ हुन सक्छौँ भने द्याट इज नोन एज द प्रोसेस अफ सोसियलाइजेसन। हामी सोसियल एनिमल्स भएपछि वी निड टु बी सोसियलाइज, इट इज द म्याटर। Understood? We follow social rules and norms in conversation. There are our seed values internalized over years. For example, we are expected to introduce a stranger before we begin conversation with him or her. Depending on our culture, we may be expected to look at the person while speaking to him or her, or to seek permission to an excuse. Sorry, I have to leave if you would like to leave. So, what says that if we are known, if we are aware about the process of socialization, then only we can be a social animal. Suppose if we meet anyone stranger in our society or relatives in our society, how do we behave? हामी कसरी उहाँलाई बिहेभ गर्छौँ? How do we behave that person? We greet them. हिजो हामीले भन्यौँ either by namaste, hi, hello, whatever. We greet them. We talk face to face. ग्रिट गर्यौँ अनि अनुहारमै हेरेनौँ भने we think राम्रोसँगै हेरेन, we ever means is not feeling well towards me, मलाई वास्तै गरेन, we feel like that. No means there must be eye contact according to our society. होइन निहुरिएर बोल्नुपर्छ, अनुहार हेर्नुहुन्न भन्ने रुल भएको भए निहुरिनु पर्थ्यो, यो पनि हुन सक्छ. So we ask excuse if we need to leave the place. This is the way how we do. So who will read second paragraph? Eliza? Eliza?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, read second paragraph.
We follow
Yes.
certain culturally accepted norms on how we start and in our conversation and how we change topic.
Mm-hmm.
We carry out conversation in a logical sequence of sentences, in asking questions and giving answers. Most such sequences are highly scripted and ritualized. For example, conversations begins with greetings and then move to contemporary topics like the weather, recent public interest topics, or current affairs, and then to a subject-specific topic. Questions follow answers, and the speaker is acknowledged. We seek permission to change a topic, apologize for interruptions, and thank our listeners or other participants. At the end of the conversation, we distinguish as we shift to professional, business, personal, or academic context.
Yes. So what we do, there are certain rules in our languages. Whenever we meet a person, we greet. Whenever someone asks the question, we give that answer. Whenever we are in trouble, we beg help. Whenever we do mistake, we apologize. क्षमा माग्छौँ हामी. Whenever we interrupt someone, कसैको बिचमा बोल्छौँ हामी भने we ask permission. Whenever we are going through the certain types of talkings or a particular type of expecting the particular type of invitations, wherever we are in reception, there we have different way of treating the people and different way of understanding. This is what language has made. हामी विवाह भइरहेको ठाउँमा गएर बेसरी रोयौँ भने के हुन्छ होला? Remember what will happen? We will be rejected. Obviously we will be rejected. हैन? रिजेक्टेड हुन्छौँ. मान्छे मरिरहेको ठाउँमा गएर हाँस्यौँ भने के हुन्छ होला? त्यो मनमा पीडा नभए पनि we do not laugh over there. कति ठाउँमा त हामीलाई मतलब नहुन पनि त सक्छ नि. देख्दै नदेखेको मान्छे मर्यो रे भनेर सुन्दा पनि we feel what we feel not good, because it's our language and society has taught us. Means we know in which condition what we are going to show. How our expression is the most important in those conditions. So even people using the same language may reflect different cultural traits. Depending on the religion, they live on their own personal experiences. होइन, हामी एउटै भाषा बोल्छौँ भने पनि हाम्रो संस्कृतिले हाम्रा कुराहरूलाई, हाम्रो इमोसन्स, हाम्रो सरो, ह्याप्पिनेसहरूलाई फरक बनाइदिन्छ. इन नेवारी कल्चर यु क्यान सी, मैले देखिरहेको कल्चर, यहाँ हजुरहरू पनि धेरैजना हुनुहुन्छ होला, मान्छे मरे पछाडि मन नभए पनि दे क्राई अ लट. Yes or no? They don't want to cry, but also they cries a lot. रुन मनै नभए पनि that person cries a lot. It is what their culture has taught them. It is what their culture has taught them. अब हामीहरूको मतलब according to our culture, we do not cook meat. हामी श्राद्धहरूमा नेक्रोमेसी भने श्राद्ध ल, एलोपाटी नभन्नुहोस् है. Or do you use to say एलोपाटी? So whenever there is necromancy, we do not cook like that. अब हामी कल्चरल कुरामा जाने हो भने ब्राह्मणहरुकोमा त्यस्तो देखिदैन भने in other cultures they can even cook meat too. किन एउटै भाषा बोल्दैमा संस्कार एउटै हुनुपर्छ भन्ने छैन. It is not. विवाह नै हेर्नुस्, म्यारेज सेरेमनी हेर्नुस्, कसैको कति फरक छ, कसैको कस्तो अर्कै डिफरेन्ट. हाम्रो नेमिङ सेरेमनी न्वारन हेर्नुस्, कसैको 5 दिनमा, कसैको 7 दिनमा, कसैको 11 दिनमा. It is different. Funeral process हेर्नुस्, it's different. It is not that. The person who speaks the same language must accept the same culture. It is that they have their own culture, though their language is same. Culture आफ्नो छुट्टै हुन्छ. So, we acquire knowledge from our culture directly or indirectly, explicitly or implicitly. The language we use shapes our realities. हामीले बोल्ने भाषा नै हाम्रो सत्यता हो. If the language is inadequate to express some realities, we may not be able to talk about our experience accurately. Means we need to have proper vocabulary. हामीमा शब्द भण्डार चाहिँ हुनुपर्छ. If we are not able to express what we want to say, मुखमा आयो तर अड्कियो, एक्सप्रेस गर्न सकिन, घाँटीमै अड्कियो, we say no. In that condition, what listener will understand? It's very hard to understand. They cannot understand what we are to say that person. So, if the language is inadequate to express some realities, we may not be able to talk about our experience accurately. For example, the English word cousin does not help distinguish between the child of a maternal and a parental uncle. हैन, इंग्लिशमा cousin भन्ने वर्ड चाहिँ मामाको छोरालाई नै cousin नै भन्छन्, अङ्कलको छोरालाई नै cousin नै भन्छन्. It is not particular. It is not particular. So this type of words, this type of language has lack of vocabulary, and this do not express correctly. Similarly, no exact word is available in Nepali for swimming pool. Swimming pool को लागि नेपालीमा ठ्याक्कै word छैन, because it is inherited one. तपाईहरुले याद गर्नुभएको थियो? हामीसँग ताल छ, पोखरी छ, हैन, लेक भन्छौं, पोन्ड भन्छौं, तर स्विमिङ पुल को चाहिँ we do not have words. किन त्यो हाम्रो प्रचलनमै थिएन नि त, हैन. So sometimes the situation gets awkward and even disconcerting when words from another language are used. अर्को भाषाबाट बोलिने शब्दहरूले गर्दा कहिलेकाहीँ हामीलाई फरक बनाउँछ. जस्तो we say quote. It do not have its Nepali language. योसँग नेपाली वर्डै छैन. Quote भनेको it's American word and we using it. हामीले कोटलाई युज गरिराछौं. Means this type of words, there are certain types of words which makes us which do not have its one meaning in our own language. So one famous example from Taiwan concerns are an advertisement by Pepsi. हेर्नुस् है भाषाले कति फरक बनाउँछ भन्ने कुरा. This example you should not forget, underline it, okay? Come alive with Pepsi भन्ने एउटा विज्ञापन आउँथ्यो पहिला है. The problem was when translated to Taiwanese, यो इंग्लिश हो, एडभर्टाइजमेन्ट चाहिँ इंग्लिश हो, तर यो कम अलाइभ विथ पेप्सी लाई ताइवानी भाषामा चेन्ज गर्दाखेरि के भएछ, जस्ताको तस्तै चेन्ज गर्दा पेप्सी ब्रिङ्स योर एन्सेस्टर ब्याक फ्रम द डेड भन्ने भयो. रियालिटीमा वास्तवमा त्यो भयो. अब पेप्सी खाएपछि मरेको पुर्खा फर्केर आउँछन् त. Have you seen? Come alive with Pepsi. Are you getting my words here?
Yes, sir.
Come alive with Pepsi. It's an English advertisement. यो वास्तवमा English advertisement हो. यसलाई translate गरियो in Taiwanese language, and in Taiwanese it became Pepsi brings your ancestor back from the dead. चिहानमा गएका पुर्खा फर्केर आउँछन् त, आउँदैन. यो किन यसो चाहिँ किन यो ट्रान्सलेट भयो त भन्दा Taiwanese vocabulary do not have enough words for this. जस्तो नेपाली अब यो भन्दा we can go very simple. I eat rice. यसलाई हामीले ट्रान्सलेट गर्ने हो भने वास्तवमा यो हुन्छ के म खान्छु भात. हो कि हैन? हो कि हैन? Is it proper now? It is proper now. वास्तवमा त्यही नै भनेर छ नि, म खान्छु भात भन्नुको अर्थ म भात खान्छु हैन त. हो कि हैन? We are listening म भात खान्छु in our language, so we feel odd to listen म खान्छु भात. That is only the matter. जेसँग हामी युज टु छौं त्यसलाई मात्र युज टु गर्न सक्छौं. भाषा भनेको त्यस्तो हो. अब हामीसँग भोक्याबुलरी इनफ, so we made it. हामीसँग त भोक्याबुलरी छ नि त. म भात खान्छुलाई हामीले इनफ वर्ड पुर्यायौं. यहाँ के भयो भने कम अलाइभ विथ पेप्सीलाई ट्रान्सलेट गर्ने बेलामा उनीहरूको भाषामा चाहिँ यसरी चेन्ज भयो. नाउ lack of vocabulary in language make translation difficult. यदि भाषामा पर्याप्त भोक्याबुलरीहरू छैन भने, शब्द भण्डारहरू छैन भने यसलाई जस्ताको तस्तै ट्रान्सलेट गर्न गाह्रो हुन्छ. लेट्स इमेजिन, अब टाढा नजाम, हाम्रैमा हो. मैले यहाँ तपाईहरुलाई के भन्न गाली गरेँ. यु आर नट सिन्सियर, यु आर नट I'm not going to scold you, okay? I'm just giving you example. You are not sincere, you do not pay attention to your study, you do not come and in time in your class, you do not do my homeworks, you are not responding me. के भइरहेछ हजुरहरुलाई? के भइरहेछ? What are you feeling? केही भएको छैन. अब फेरि सुन्नुहोस् है, तिमीहरूलाई न क्लासमा टाइममा आउनुपर्छ, न भनेको पढ्नुपर्छ, न होमवर्क गरेर पठाउनु पर्छ. म त तिमीहरूदेखि वाक्क भइसके, दिक्क भइसके. अब यो बीबीएस को यो सेक्सन बी जस्तो क्लास त मैले जिन्दगीमा देखेकै छैन. आई डोन्ट वान्ट टु टिच. अब के भयो? रियल टेस्ट चाहिँ केमा आयो? कोल्डिङ गाली गर्दा पनि रियल टेस्ट चाहिँ आफ्नै भाषामा आउँछ क्या. Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no? Means in which language we are used to. जे भाषामा हामी used to छौं, जे भाषामा used to छौं त्यही भाषाको टेस्ट चाहिँ हामीलाई बस्छ. गाली इंग्लिशमा गाली गरेर के मजा आउँछ? There is no taste. because we are habituated in Nepali. अब कति यस्ता वर्डहरू छन् those words in Nepali which do not have English word. नेपालीमा त्यस्ता मिठास भएका शब्दहरू छन् हैन हाम्रो vocabularyहरू त्यस्तो छ which is not translated in English. सो नेपाली भाषा चाहिँ शब्दहरूको ज्ञानहरूको मतलब भोक्याबुलरी वर्ड्सहरूको चाहिँ भण्डार हो भनिन्छ के धेरै हामीसँग सिनोनिम्सहरू पनि एकदम धेरै हुन्छ र वर्ड्सहरू पनि धेरै छ जस्तो अनुकरणात्मक शब्द भन्छौँ हामी नेपालीमा इङ्ग्लिसमा के भन्छौँ हामी ओनोमोटोपोइयाज भन्छौँ दोज ओनोमोटोपोइयाज डु नट ह्याभ इङ्ग्लिस वर्ड्स जस्तो हाम्रो बुकमा छ यु क्यान सी ओनोमोटोपोइयाज आर वर्ड्स द्याट मिमिक साउन्ड एक्जाम्पल सुटुक्का सुटुक्कालाई इङ्ग्लिसमा के भन्ने सुटुक्कालाई देयर इज नो वर्ड ठ्याट्ट ठ्याट्ट देयर इज नो वर्ड भकाभक देयर इज नो वर्ड ट्वाङराङ्ग देयर इज नो वर्ड ट्याङ्ग देयर इज नो वर्ड यस्ता हाम्रा अनुकरणात्मक शब्दहरू चाहिँ दे क्यान हार्डली बी रिप्लेस्ड बाई एनी इङ्ग्लिस वर्डहरूमा यिनीहरू रिप्लेस छैन अस्ति एउटा दिइरहेको थियो कि जन्तीलाई इङ्ग्लिसमा के भन्ने जन्ती बिहेको जन्तीलाई इङ्ग्लिसमा के भन्ने there is no word because that is not a process over there हैन बिहेमा जन्ती जाने भन्ने इन्डियन अमेरिकन कल्चरमा छैन नि त त्यो भएर उनीहरूलाई त्यो वर्डको खोजी नै परेन हैन सो ओके नाउ differences in dialects and accents also influence the way language users or speakers are perceived by other people. People with different dialects use different versions of language that have distinct words, grammar and punctuation. हैन हाम्रो भाषामा पनि मान्छे जहाँबाट आफ्नो ओरिजिनालिटी भयो means we originate here in hilly region, the original people from Tarai region, original people from Chepang, original people from Tharu, original people from Raute, Newar, Sherpa, Rai, Limbu, whatever. We have many castes and cultures over here and they originate from different cultures. Now they have their own culture, they have their own grammar, they have their own script. उनीहरूको पनि आफ्नै punctuation, grammar, wordsहरू छ. So, accent reflect in distinct style of pronunciation. शब्द बोल्ने ओर्डिङहरू पनि फरक छ हाम्रो टोन र तराईको टोन सुन्नेमै फरक आउँछ अब फार वेस्टर्न तिरको टोन झन फरक देखिन्छ The Nepali language used in Kathmandu is different in dialect and accent from the Nepali language used in many rural areas and even in Darjeeling. त्यही नेपाली भाषा काठमाडौँमा बोलिने अनि देशका धेरै कर्नरहरूमा बोलिने इभन इन दार्जिलिङ त्यो टोन र बोलीहरू नै फरक छ लय फरक छ के भातलाई भातै भने पनि त्यो भन्ने तरिकाहरू फरक छन् सो dialects and accent vary by region ठाउँ अनुसार क्लास यो क्लास भनेको के होला what this class mean what means class यो क्लास चाहिँ श्रुति are you trying
हजुर म्याम
के हो क्लास भनेको this class is talking about rich and poor धनी र गरिब भनेको है यो क्लासले चाहिँ यो कुरा गर्छ यसले and next is an ethnicities कुन इथनिसिटीबाट उ आयो त्यसबाट पनि शब्दहरूले फरक पार्छ हैन so customs relating to politeness also define the word we use language हाम्रो पोलाइटनेस कस्तो हो भन्ने कुरा नि हामीले बोल्ने भाषामा फरक पर्छ तिमी राम्रोसँग जाऊ है दिस इज अ वे तिमी राम्रोसँग जाऊ दिस इज अ वे तिमी राम्रोसँग जाऊ दिस इज अ वे त्यही शब्दलाई त्यही वाक्यलाई कसरी हामीले एक्सप्लेन गर्यौं भाषामा देखायौं ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा देखायौं दिस what is the external one and we can listen from it and we can know from it Custom relating to politeness also define the word we use language. Words like sorry, pardon, excuse me can have similar or different meaning in different English speaking cultures. Certain cultures may be more open to rather crude or profane language than other cultures. कति कल्चरहरू ओपन हुन सक्छ हैन, हाम्रोमा कति धेरै एक थरी मान्छेलाई एक थरी भनेर बोल्नुपर्ने हुन्छ हैन। हामी आउ जाउदेखि त तिमीदेखि आउनुहुन्छ गर्नुहुन्छ खानुहुन्छ आइसिन्छ गरिसिन्छ खाइसिन्छदेखि आई बक्सिन्छ गरी बक्सिन्छ खाइ बक्सिन्छ means there are different level and stages of respecting, but in English we see you, सबैलाई जसलाई पनि के भन्छ you। हामी प्रथमाले लाइदेखि नेपाली ग्रामरमा सप्तमी विभक्तिसम्म जान्छौँ भने उनीहरुकोमा चाहिँ यु वेयर एभर वाट एभर यु हो, यस्तोले पनि फरक बनाउँछ। Certain cultures may be more open rather than crude or profane language than other cultures. Gender specific differences can also be apparent. You must have heard that men speak directly and clearly while women communicate in an emotional and indirect way. कति कुरामा हामीले देखेका छौं, डे टु डे we are facing to and we are somehow being realistic too. Women are more sensitive than the boys. हाम्रो घरमै मम्मी ड्याडी आफ्नो घरदेखि एक्जाम्पल लिएर आउनुस्। Our father seems bold, commanding and little bit rude than mother, but our mother's way of speaking is different. त्यहीबाट मेल र फिमेल चाहिँ घरदेखि छुट्याउने, okay, then it will be easy. So we can see that women are more sensitive than male. Sometimes people try to accommodate with other language by switching the communication style of another language. अर्को भाषा चोरेर बोल्न खोजे means we follow westernization. Sometimes people follows other cultures in their language too. A native Nepali trying to communicate with an English speaker may adopt the way of the English speaker. Have you ever received a call from a call center in India in which a caller tries to sound like a native English speaker? हैन, इन्डियाबाट कल सेन्टर गर्न खोजेकोले मतलब इन्डियाबाट कल गर्ने जो चाहिँ इंग्लिश बोल्न खोजिरहेछ उसको कहिले सुनेका छौ भन्छ उले। Globalization and outsourcing has made such code switching more common these days. यस्ता कोडहरू यो विश्वव्यापीकरणले ग्लोबलाइजेसनले के गरायो, हामी यही बसेर वर्ल्डको जुन कुनै भाषाहरूलाई पनि बोल्न र सिक्न सक्ने बनायौं and they wants to follow it. At the same time it has created cultural bias among people. Western र Eastern भनेर त हामी त्यसै छुट्टिरहेका छौं now world wide पनि. So it has created a bias too. हामी युरोपियन को चाहिँ जे फलो गर्न पनि तयार, we are ready. How they eat, how they sit, how they sleep, how they speak, how they wear, no, everything. त्यही भएर त हामीलाई त्यो नयाँ वर्ष भन्दा क्रिसमस इभ धेरै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ नि त। भाषाले गर्दा नै यस्तो बनायो। Following such type of blind faith and such type of blind things in blind way is not good in language. So cultural cultural bias is discriminating or viewing people negatively on the basis of their race, country of origin, उनीहरुको रेसको आधारमा, जहाँ जन्मेको त्यहाँको आधारमा, language, gender as a male and female, age, skill, sexual orientation, etc. Not all people living in Tarai are Madhesis, just as not all Asians are Chinese. हैन त, तराईमा बस्ने सबै मधेसी पनि होइन, एसियापट्टि हुने सबै चाइनिज पनि होइन। Why use only the genre he to refer to an antecedent? Using he or she is a general neutral alternative. हामीले he र she use गर्नु भनेको that's a neutral alternative which we can use. Elderly is connotative of rather weak person. Elderly बुढो मान्छे भनेको कमजोर पनि भन्न सकेको हो, एक्सपिरियन्स पनि भन्न खोजेको हो हैन, or most respectable पनि भन्न खोजेको हुन सक्छ। Older people or simply people over 65, retires or grandparents sound more neutral. Sexual orientation is biased. तर elder people भन्नाले आमा बा सबैलाई भन्न खोजेको हो। तर when we go through the sexual differences, फिमेललाई चाहिँ हामी जति प्रिफरेन्स दिन्छौँ, जति बायस गरेर बोल्छौँ, that is different. Since it suggests people have a voluntary choice, a preference, disability is better substitute for handicapped. अब त disability handicapped पनि होइन, के छ अहिले यसको सट्टा वर्ड? यहाँ तपाईहरु थप्नुस् त. There is next word, that is के हो? Differently able. DIFFERENTL. Differently able. ल यो राख्नुस् त, एक्जाममा यो पनि लेख्ने. अहिले त differently able. के हो differently able भनेको? उले पनि त्यो काम गर्न सक्ने तर अरु भन्दा फरक तरिकाले. हात नभएको मान्छेलाई हामी डिसेबल भन्यौं, पहिला गर्नै नसक्ने भन्यौं हैन. यसको मिनिङ गर्नै नसक्ने भयो डिसेबल. अनि डिसेबललाई चाहिँ बिस्तारै ह्यान्डिक्याप बनायौं, अपाङ्ग बनायौं, अरु त भएको हात मात्रै नभएको भनेर. अब अहिले चाहिँ हामी के भन्छौं? डिफरेन्टली एबल. हात नभएको, गर्न नसक्ने होइन, गर्ने तर अरु भन्दा फरक तरिकाले गर्ने. हात नभएकोले खाँदैन, खान्छ. हात नभएकोले लेख्दैन, लेख्छ. मिन्स दे आर डुइङ तर अरु भन्दा फरक तरिकाले. हात छैन, गोडाले खान्छ, गोडाले लेख्छ. मिन्स डिफरेन्टली एबल. बुझ्नुभयो नि? जे नर्मलले गर्छन् त्यो भन्दा फरक तरिकाले गर्ने भन्न खोजेको. Means this is a way of inspiring those disables. Do you understand? त्यसो भए कस्तो क्वेशन चाहिँ तपाईहरुलाई एक्जाममा आउँछ भने यसको क्वेशन चाहिँ यहाँ you can see here backward to in your own book. Where is it? हेर्नुस् त, डिस्कसन क्वेशनको फर्स्टमै छ, our society and culture influence the way we use language. Explain with example. The first question. यही हो, हामीले अहिले पढेको यही नै हो. Our society and culture influence the way we use language. Explain with example. बुककै example दिनुपर्छ भन्ने पनि छैन. You can add many more examples yourself. Okay? Do you feel hard to answer this question? गाह्रो छ?
हल्का तपाईले नि भन्नु.
हल्का मैले नि भन्नु. क्वेशन थाहा पाउनु भयो है? What we read just now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, अहिले हामीले जे पढ्यौं, this is what our society, culture and language are connected to each other. हाम्रो भाषा, हाम्रो संस्कृति र हाम्रो समाज कसरी जोडिएको हुन्छ त? Where we are born, in which culture we are born, we represent the same language, we perform the same activities. Actually, language is a process of passing from a generation to next generation. While passing the generation to next generation, we learn those in our own society, in our cultures. We learn in our culture how to present in front of someone, how to explain them, how to express them, how to ask help with them, how to beg with them, how to ask excuses with them. These all the things are like social rules in our language. हाम्रो भाषामा सामाजिक नियमहरू जस्तै भइसक्यो, and we are following it. We are, suppose we apologize with someone. कसैसँग हामीले क्षमा माग्नु पर्यो, apologize गर्नु पर्यो भने there are the way how we express, means with a very polite words, feeling sorry, no? And if we are to thank someone, we be bold, we be commanding. If we are to respect someone, we have certain particular words over there, and that are given by our language. Language gets different according to the place where we born to. Like the language how we speak the same Nepali language in Kathmandu Valley and how we speak the same Nepali language in far western region is totally different, though the words are same. शब्द उही छ तर भाषा फरक छ, means where we born to it becomes different. There are certain words, if we go to the translate word in the Nepali or in English, they do not get exactly matching words. Suppose lack of vocabulary makes this condition. Suppose the English swimming pool doesn't have any Nepali word. English coat doesn't have Nepali word over there. So we cannot express exactly over there. Likewise, Nepali onomatopoeias word do not have English words. You can write sutuka, jimika, हैन, ढ्वाङ, ट्याङऱ्याङ, like that in Roman word मा लेख्ने त्यसलाई चाहिँ exam मा है. So globalization has made different. Globalization has made different, but the word what we use in a time do not make it always contextual. हिजै हामीले कुरा गर्यौं टोयलेट छ, टोयलेट, रेस्टरुम, वाशरुमका कुराहरू गर्यौं हैन. यो एक्जाम्पल दिन सक्नुहुन्छ तपाईहरुले. A word that is used before may not get appropriate right now. पहिला भएका वर्डहरु अहिले एप्रोप्रिएट नहुन पनि सक्छ. यही पनि हामीले भन्यौं पहिला के भन्थ्यौं, डिसेबल भन्थ्यौं हैन, त्यसलाई ह्यान्डिक्याप भनियो. अब फेरि यो बुक लेखुन्जेलसम्म ह्यान्डिक्याप थियो भने अहिले डिफरेन्टली एबल भनियो. Means the word becomes used, naturalized, socialized according to the time too. समय अनुसार शब्दको मार्मिकताहरू, शब्दमा आउने परिवर्तनहरू, चेन्जहरू पनि हुँदै जान्छन्. This is what the language affects our culture, society, and this determines our culture and society too, which is totally dependent in language. So language plays very great role in these type of aspects. Mandra explain गर्ने. Can you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is your homework tomorrow, okay? त्यो क्वेशन चाहिँ तपाईहरुको होमवर्क हो. And tomorrow we will continue the stylistic features of language and functions of language. Stylistic features of language चाहिँ भोलि पढ्छौं हामी. Thank you class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye bye. Bye, ma'am.